Hello and welcome to your soul guidance with Adriana. I'm a clairaudient channel and an intuitive reader. We're going to look at a collective reading today, which is going to look at the larger themes and the energies that are supporting us and perhaps challenging us at this time for our growth. Keep in mind the scope of this reading is general. It is not a one-on-one private reading. So we will just make space to allow the energies to come in to guide us and help us. Okay. Can you give us the theme, please? We'll look at theme and message. Okay, so theme, temperance. Interesting because we're in Sagittarius season right now. And temperance is the card associated with Sagittarius. Wow. Okay. Oh. And then our message. Hierophant, or it is Hierophant in this deck. Knight of Water, Eight of Water, and Justice. So the short story is we need to leave our stories. And we need to leave them behind for good, because continuing to hold on to our stories when we know better, when we're aware of them, is going to lead to some irrevocable karma at this time. But let's go back. Let's start with our theme of temperance. I always think temperance is kind of a funny card for Sagittarius because it's not as easy of a correlation as like perhaps strength in Leo. Leo is that lion. There's a lion on the card. Leo is about the strength of the heart. The strength card is about the gentleness and taming, the correct use of strength that uses love energy versus brute force. There's an easier correlation there, but here, temperance has such a different meaning. It is bringing the forces of order and chaos together, the forces that conflict. But actually, in a way, this does go quite well with the Sagittarian energy because we have that animal energy, the horse, the 4 feet of the centaur, and then we have that philosophical, higher-minded energy, the centaur drawing the arrow. So it is about the forces, the opposite, the opposing forces, positive and negative, light and day, sabotage and support. So we're going to go with those last 2 words, sabotage and support. What the temperance is saying is that we need to harness our own energies much more strongly. We need to harness our own self-supporting energies much more strongly. This can be being kinder to yourself, being more loving with yourself, spending more time to understand yourself instead of judging yourself. Our world looks broken, but it looks broken because it is a collection of broken individuals. And unless every single individual starts to look at themselves and say, what's broken? Can I heal this? Then we don't heal the collective. And that's another message of temperance. Temperance is a healing card, that having the right balance. So going back to what we're being taught here, that we need to tame that wild energy that wants to tear us down, the ego, the shadow self, and we need to draw it into a quieter focus that becomes this beautiful, calm flow that no longer overtakes us and drowns us, but actually keeps us afloat. So practically speaking, this is a big topic and it means different things for different people. And the energy of self-sabotage is very interesting because if you were to flip it upside down, like if you turn a bug on its back, you see the underside, you actually see the truth or the light, the opposite. If you do the opposite of what the self-sabotage is telling you to do, you're doing the truth. That's what I'm trying to say. So if the self-sabotage is saying, run away, we've got to run, we shouldn't be here. The opposite of running is staying. The opposite of running is sitting down and being present. So wherever you're finding yourself hitting sabotage, where hopefully you're not experiencing a lot of it, where you find yourself tearing down what you're actually trying to do for yourself. But if you feel yourself triggered to go that direction, all you have to know is that, okay, if I'm being triggered to go this direction, the right thing to do is the opposite. And what we have going on here is the next flow. Okay, there's a lot of things going on. You're being challenged to your core. You're being challenged to your root. But what I feel is that the progression is going from the Hierophant to the Knight of Water, to the Eight of Water, to the Justice. So we're looking at these two cards together. The Knight of Water talking about the deep hurts that we've experienced down to our core. These could even be ancestral or past life hurts that we've experienced, but we have been so stuck in an emotional story. A song is a story, right? And that is what the Knight of Water is doing, singing a song, creating a story. We've been creating these stories for so long, and they're so sad and they're heavy, and they make us, quite frankly, lead dysfunctional lives. We've been doing this for too long. And we're being asked to leave them. Eight of Water, the time has come to leave. You've got to leave these old places and old familial patterns behind. Anything that you inherited from a family belief system that's not working for you, that's causing you pain. There's something trying to get my attention right now, so hang on. There's something about the pain that we are continuing to visit instead of just leave. So what is the message there? I'm feeling like underneath all of this is the transformation of our pain body. And you're just going to have to go with me because this seems a little bit weird for me. But as the frequencies of our planet and the Earth is changing, as we learn to develop better thoughts and better behaviors, that means our vibration is changing collectively. If enough people do this, we can shift the energy of the planet. But I also do believe, like this Temperance card, this storm is coming from somewhere else, that there are other energies supporting us at this time. And what this is, the way that we process pain and the way that we process hurt is going to change. It almost feels like it's not so much that we're going to have a higher tolerance or a lower tolerance. It's almost as if we discard that old pain body and we move into a different self that either doesn't have a pain body or doesn't have as big of a receptacle for pain. It doesn't have as much room for pain. And this kind of would make sense to me because as we go up in vibration, as we become more aligned with love and more aligned with truth, we ourselves don't have as much space for pain because it just doesn't jive, it just doesn't resonate together. I found this myself on the journey as I've been working on my vibration, working on myself, that I can't go to certain thoughts, I can't go to certain, I don't even want to go to certain places with certain people anymore. It just doesn't feel good. But there's still some vestiges of old pain, old wounds that we're hanging on to. But there's some kind of upgrading that's happening to all of us where that pain body is about to be It's almost like it's energetically, surgically cut out. That's our 8 of water here, that we leave behind that old pain body. And this is really cool because this is the story of a mermaid who was no longer happy in the water. And isn't that where we've been? In the water of our emotions, in the heaviness of our emotional traumas and stories. She's deciding to leave and become a fairy. Or do I have it backwards? I might have it backwards. I think that she's a fairy deciding to become a mermaid. Yeah, because I'm not seeing wings back there. Anyway, so ignore that last metaphor. She's changing her state. And that's what I feel like is happening, that we've got these doors that we're going to walk through. So the way it's sitting in my head right now is that the more pain we can release, the smaller the pain body will get in this next upgrade. The more pain we hold on to, the bigger amount of space for pain we'll have. Let me see if I can explain this a different way. It's as if we have like a little sack that's holding our pain, right? And the more we can release our pain, the smaller the sack goes. And maybe the sack gets only about that big. So when we are upgraded to this new state, we're taking this size sack or smaller. So it's as if the body is just not going to be able to accept more pain. Not that bad things are not going to happen, but the body's just not going to register pain as it did in the past. But if you hold this big pain sack and you can't get rid of enough of it, then when your body is upgraded, you're going to still have that same pain sack. You're going to feel a lot more pain because you've still carried that with you. This is really strange, guys. I've never had this happen with the type of information in this train of thought where we're going. And that's why we have 2 doors here. You can either hold on to the ancestral pain, the pain of the childhood self, the pain of the family. That red chakra corresponds to your roots, your root chakra. Exactly what we see down here, and look at that red deer. Whereas the higher consciousness, the third eye, the pineal gland, that's the indigo door. That is the upgrade. And so justice is saying to you, either one, you can walk through either door, but here's the difference of your experience. So this is really an inspiration for us now to release as much of these beliefs, release as much of these feelings. You find yourself crying for no reason, it's okay, just let yourself cry, but then go back with awareness and ask, why was I crying? What do I need to release? Because it is a pain or a belief. It's a thought or a belief that is causing you pain that you need to release. Okay, so a little disoriented here, but I am going to continue to draw cards for you to create an extended. So if you'd like to keep going, we'll see where this energy takes us. Thanks so much for joining me today.